Okay, girls, for you that are interested, I'm going to talk about graphing algebraic equations now. This is definitely going to be used in grade 10 and grade 11 pre-cal math. So if you're interested, and I'll go through it with you. Okay, so let's say simple equations. Well, we just finished solving algebraic equations, right? Simple equations like 4x plus 2.
Mr. Galveo, please come to guidance. Mr. Galveo to guidance, please.
4x plus 2 is equal to 10. That's a simple equation. We could solve that, no problem. This also represents a line, though. A line on a coordinate plane, right? Coordinate plane, it represents some kind of line on there. And we're going to figure out, okay, how do we draw that line? So that's what we're going to go through. So these are often called linear. Linear means line. These are often called linear relations. Linear relations. Because they describe a point. I'm talking about a data point, right? Something like that. A point that falls or lands, if you like, that falls on a straight line. What do we use to make a straight line? What tool? A ruler. So we're definitely going to need rulers for this. Okay. The next point. If we replace the part of the equation that does not the part of the equation that does not contain the variable with y, the letter y, comma, we have a relation. Okay, so you see how we have 4x plus 2 equals 10. If we solve that and say y equals, then that would be a relation. So we're going to take a look at that. Relations, next sentence. Relations describe an entire line. Relations describe an entire line, comma, or rather they allow us to find all the points They allow us to find all the points that fall on the line, that fall on the line. Okay, so there's going to be some coordinate geometry involved here, right? Okay, so if we have 10 equals 4x plus 2, this is an equation, right? Equal sign means it's an equation. This is an equation with 1 point. With 1 point. Close brackets. Whereas if we have y equals 4x, no smokes, y equals 4x plus 2. This is also a relation. But this is an entire line. This is what I mean here. Okay? So the relation, next point, the relation will allow us to map out the entire line. Just remember, how many points do you need to graph any line? Or to draw a line simply, you need 2, right? To map out the entire line on a coordinate, on a coordinate plane. On a coordinate plane. And this is the coordinate plane, right? These would have arrows, they go in all directions, there's our line. Ideally, we need 2 points. You have to have 2 points. So that's the kind of thing that we're going to be doing. Okay, this next one is super important. We can plug in. That means another word for substitute. We can plug in values. We can plug in values for our x coordinate and generate, that's just another word for calculate, and generate y values. And an x and y, so our next sentence together they form an ordered pair. Or set of coordinates. So our next point, we can do this with a table of values. We can do this with a table of values. Okay, so let's just try one here. So what's our relation? 4x plus 2. Okay, so we can say if x is, we're going to pick values for x, then y is, okay, we're going to make a little chartsy. Let's make a little chartsy. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to generate values here. Okay, so if we're going to say if x is 1, so we're going to plug in 1 for that x, and we're going to generate what the y value is. Okay? So 4 times 1 is 4 plus 2 is 6, and that's an ordered pair. Right? This ordered pair, this location would be 1 always comes first, comma 6. Let's plug in another x value to determine what our y value is. 2. So if I substitute 2 for x, we'll get the y value. 4 times 2 is 8, plus 2 is 10. Let's see how they're related now. So this ordered pair would be 2 comma 10. And just to keep going here, 4 times 3, we're substituting this 3 in x, so 4 times 3 is 12 plus 2 is 14. So this location or ordered pair would be 3, 14. And we can certainly graph that on a coordinate plane. And the number 4, we're going to plug 4 into this relation and generate the y value. 4 times 4 is 16 plus 2.
Attention please, there's a Toyota with license plate GNU
We'll do one more.
567.
5.
Park in a staff parking spot. You'll need to move your
Let's
vehicle.
plug the 5 in for x. 5 times 4 is 20 plus 2.
All staff are in the building now moving forward, so you cannot park in the staff parking lot. Just a reminder. Thank you.
Okay, so now we can graph this line. Graph this line. Right? We only need 2 points. Okay? So hopefully all is well. I'm going to get a piece of graph paper and we'll graph this one and we'll continue, okay? And then we're going to look for some shortcuts because we're certainly not going to do this every time.